This is the O-Review podcast. O-Review.
Hi, welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to do the Pit Bull. This is a pair that's actually passing through my hands right now, so it's not going to be in my collection, but since I had it, I figured I'd just do a quick comparison between it and a lot of the predecessors that it was based off of. Now, the most common comparison with the Pit Bull is, of course, the Monster Dog. And this is the metallic black with some gray lens. It's off the Oakley Vault site, so usually they put the cheaper lenses in just to sell them for a little bit of a discount. And this is the metallic black Coat Oakley Custom with ice lenses and anodized blue icons. So, as you can see, they are very similar. The main difference with the Pit Bull is ear socks and nose pads, whereas the Monster Dog is completely lacking all of those. So this tends to have a little bit of a higher price point versus the Monster Dog, but it does tend to, or at least they intend for it to be sort of a replacement for it, because as Monster Dogs are aging somewhat, they came out about a decade ago, they just need a quick refresh. And the Pit Bull, not to be confused with the Pit Boss, which is completely different, is really what's going to be taking us forward. And personally, I really like it. The thing with the Monster Dog is that due to the lack of unobtainium on the ear socks and the nose bridge, they just tend to, they don't tend to feel as snug. It is a very good fit, and Monster Dogs are very, very popular. But with the addition of ear socks, it tends to really just grip your face a lot more. So when I put these on, they do feel a little bit bigger, and I'll do some comparison shots later between all of these. But the unobtainium it tends to grab your face a little bit more, and especially with the nose bombs, it has that 3-point fit which just grabs on. So what I've done is I've taken 4 models that I can compare to the Pit Bull, and just going to go over a few of the similarities and differences between the two. So I've already gone over the Monster Dog, which is really the closest comparison, and the Pit Bull generally is going to be the replacement for the Monster Dog as that fades out. So over the years, they've had a lot of similar styles. Starting with the Monster Dog, a year later they introduced the Fat Cat, and this is part of the Stretch Line collection, and instead of an icon, it has the full Oakley Heavy Stretch logo. I'm going to have a video on that later, where I'll go over that in much more detail. But as you notice, the wraps are completely different. The Monster Dog has a very tighter wrap, whereas the Fat Cat is a little bit more wide. So the fit's going to be slightly different, whereas the Monster Dog wraps around your face. The Fat Cat tends to kind of stay out a little bit more, so it's not going to have that full flush wrap. It does have a lot flatter profile to it. It does have a tighter fit because it is a little bit smaller, and if you take a look at the two, they are similar, but the Fat Cat's just a tiny bit smaller, so it fits a little bit tighter on your face. Shortly after that, we had something that was originally going to be called the New Minute, or the Minute 2.0, but that name didn't really stick, even though it was meant to be a replacement for the Minute, which didn't actually end up happening, with the Unknown. Now this is much smaller. It does tend to fit more closely to the Minute, and as far as glasses size goes, that would be more ideal for that. So this isn't really a comparison to the Monster Dog, but it does have a lot of the similar styles. So the fins here, the contouring, it does have a lot more elaborate detailing around the icon, which some people said kind of looked distracting, but I tend to like it. So this came out shortly after that. And then finally we have the Monster Pup. And there is a Monster Doggle, which I don't have an example of, but that was basically a Monster Dog that was much bigger. It took up a lot more space in your face, and I wish I had an example of that, but I don't have one at the moment. Now, the Monster Pup probably is actually a lot more like the Fat Cat. So they have, it has a little bit more wrap than the Fat Cat, but it is smaller. It's definitely, the orbital size is a little bit more decreased, and it's generally meant for smaller faces. So it's almost like a Monster Dog S, or similar to like the Gas Can and the Gas Can S. So when you put it on, it's still a great fit, no unobtainium, no nose bombs, ear socks, or anything like that. And really, except for the Unknown, none of these had that. So that was a feature that was exclusive to the Unknown, and then now the Pit Bull. So if I had to choose a favorite, the Monster Dog's hard to beat because it just came in so many colors. There's the tribal, there's the 10W40, a lot of the fade prints, the white camo, black camo. A lot of cool things you can do. Plus it entered the Oakley custom program, so then you can start making all sorts of crazy things. So I just picked this out because I wanted to have something that's kind of neutral, but even though the metallic black and the ice lenses, this thing looks really nice. The unknown I have is the Asian Fit one, so it has the ruby clear lenses. And this is actually a custom. I custom cut ice lenses, and I had Dr. Chop do the paintwork on the logo. And then this one I just I bought out a collection, and I ended up keeping it just because I didn't have a Monster Pop. This is the Brown Sugar, which again, like the metallic black, has sort of a sparkle pattern to it. So that's kind of cool. I'm just going to go quickly over the boxes before I do some comparison shots. The Monster Dog came at a time where we typically had the black boxes with the black and white logos. This actually came out a little bit after that when they started moving away from that to the goldenrod boxes. But the cool thing is it has this nice artwork of the Monster Dog, but if you have multiple boxes, you can stack them one on each other and make the whole Monster Dog picture, which is kind of cool. So in my display, I have all my Monster Dog boxes arranged that way so I have the full picture. After that, we have the stretch line, and all the stretch line releases except for the Ryan Sheckler Twitch came in these red boxes with the splatter icons. Then after that we moved on to this guy over here, where this is during a time, again, where we had the goldenrod boxes, but certain ones, like the plate, had a unique box with a little bit more of the detail of the specific pair in a sort of a gray pattern. Then after that, we moved to the generic white boxes, which replaced the goldenrod boxes, and then now with the Pitbull, we have the generic black box. So really, the only two that had generic boxes were these two here. So, of course, depending on the era, if you picked up one of the models that is still being produced, you might end up with a black box. So these just are kind of representative of what happened or what boxes they were released with at the time. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to do some comparison shots where I show you some details of the Pitbull versus these other models. And then hopefully I can get some more videos out in the future. So as always, thanks. Want even more Oakley? Then check out the O Review, the premier informational and community site dedicated to all things O. Check out the database of over 5,000 glasses and 10,000 overall items. While you're there, view frame lens options, generational variations, timelines, serial lists, terminology, articles, and our monthly collector's spotlights. If you still want more, join as a member and participate in our live chat room, post on the forums, and document your collection. You can also add to the photo gallery, manage your reviews, get front page exposure for your videos, and try to collect achievements. Hope to see you there.